You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't better.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table.
Yes, but that's irrelevant.
I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's potato vodka everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 166. I'm John Rowe, joined by my co-host,
Adam Ham.
All right, we're back. Took a week
are.
off, not voluntarily.
No.
I didn't take a week
I was
off.
going to say, technically, we didn't take a week off.
No, we didn't take a week off. Adam and I took a week off. Technically,
I'm not considering that a week off because I still put in the effort.
non-volunteer.
I put in the normal amount of effort for myself.
Oh yeah, which is none. But
It's...
hey,
you know.
who clicks the start broadcast button around here?
You do, John.
Not me last week. Yeah, so, fuck that up. We lost like a good 3-hour episode that was pretty fucking incredible, I thought. It was one of the better episodes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But the worst part about it, Adam,
Yeah.
is I really wanted to start up a service
Yeah.
for myself, you know?
Yeah.
So I came up with that. I kind of want to rehash it. It's really the only thing I want to rehash.
Okay.
Because I got to tell my story to Tyler about the lady mooning me, which is probably like the craziest thing that's happened to me in probably a couple of years. So I
Right.
had to get that one out. But just ask. What was the app we came up with? Coachr.
We came up with a couple. There was the
Well,
life
the-
coaching...
The life
Coachr,
coaching
yeah.
app was the biggest one for me.
Coachr.
So, yeah, Coachr. So, like, life coaches, and so, like, you know, you got Silicon Valley startups,
yeah.
got to remove vowels. It's
Totally.
key. It's key to success. Your Tumblr. Surprised Twitter got away with what it did.
The more vowels you have, the more trashy you are.
Exactly. Like, Facebook, fuck that.
Ugh.
We got...
Exactly.
You know, it may sound like Swahili, but it's Facebook. Let's see here. No, okay, so my app idea. This is patented copyrighted because I've said it live on the internet, so if someone makes it, I can be like, hey, they listened to this and stole my idea. But my idea, Adam, is like, yeah, you ever feel like you lack motivation doing stuff?
All the time.
All the fucking time. Am I right?
That's my constant state.
It's you are a man of constant sorrow and slacking off.
Yeah.
More
Basically.
But the slacking off is probably what causes the sorrow.
Yeah, most of the time.
Exactly. So, yeah, Adam, you need a life coach.
Mm-hmm.
And life coaches are usually your, what did I say? I said the life coaches are usually like trust fund kids,
Yeah.
people that don't got any direction, got everything handed to them. They're like, you know what? I can be a life coach. I got my shit together because my parents were rich.
Exactly.
So I live on this fucking yacht. Would you live on a yacht if you had the choice, Adam?
No.
Why not?
Definitely
Why not
something
the yacht?
It's something that I think sounds like it would be fun, but the constant like
Sorrow?
motion and I don't want to live on moving.
Yeah, baby,
Liquid
but you want to
surface.
move. You want to move. All you gotta do is pull up anchor, baby.
You're still bobbing up and down.
Do you think, Adam? Do you think you could drive a boat?
You
You
know
ever
what?
driven a boat?
I have not, but I bet I could.
I've
I don't
driven
think
a
it's
boat.
that hard.
I've driven a boat once.
Yeah.
It was a pontoon boat, and I was like 11.
Okay.
So it doesn't really count because a pontoon boat goes approximately -2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It means when you turn the engine on, you end up going the opposite direction that you're pointed by 2 miles an hour. Yeah, they're just like basically a barge, a party barge.
Okay.
Pontoon boats are the best, Adam.
Yeah.
You ever been on a pontoon boat?
I've been on boats. I don't think I've been on a pontoon boat.
So like a pontoon boat is basically like, you know, like you get out there on like the dock, and it's got like a bunch of like barrels underneath it keeping
Right.
the dock up, and
Yeah.
it's just a big flat surface.
Yeah.
That's a pontoon boat.
Right.
It's literally just one big flat surface
Mm-hmm.
with big metal air-filled pontoons underneath it, and one tiny little motor, and you just kind of load up the beers, load up the, fucking delicious party foods,
Yeah.
and get the music blasting and just roll out into the middle of the lake and blast music, drink, jump out of the pontoon boat into the middle of the lake, swim around, get up on the ladder, come back up in. Yeah. It's basically everything a regular person would want out of a boat.
Sounds like fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need a speedboat for cutting around corners or fishing. You can fish off a pontoon boat too.
Believe this or not, I actually went water skiing once though.
That is the craziest image I can imagine.
I know, right?
Adam water skiing.
Yeah. Well, I was in 7th grade.
7th grade, okay.
But yeah, it was fun.
Adam,
I wasn't very good at it though.
Was it terrifying or fun?
Oh my god, it was terrifying. First off, it's a lot harder to get started than you might think.
No, I think it's impossible. So, you watch that get started, and you basically go from a dead stop in the water to having to stand up, and there's that awkward period where you don't have enough momentum.
That's the thing, though. Like, you actually stand up pretty quick because, surprisingly, maybe not surprisingly to people who, do this, but there's a lot of force right at the beginning. Like, the first couple times, the thing just was yanked out of my hands because...
Oh, okay.
Actually, there's a lot of surface area on those skis, and it's almost like just standing up on top of the water right off the bat. It's like you pull almost straight up.
So they do a pretty good job holding you up.
Yeah, the water provides a pretty actual, solid surface. And I got going, a little bit a couple times before I kind of fell over. The biggest problem is it's hard not to... When you're going up, not to go too far forward.
Okay.
You really have to lean back and let the water just push and brush against you. And eventually, the way my ran stopped was I went too far forward, going a decent speed, and went pop. Because if
there's something you can't wear glasses for.
Yeah, if your skis actually dip below the water line at all ever, all of that surface area force just completely you flip like a lever. And your face just plants into the water.
So you basically have to lean back really hard the
whole
time?
You do, yeah. And I only got really one or two good runs. And I think both of them ended with me face planting in the water pretty hard.
That sounds not fun. Do you know what sounds fun?
It's a lot of work, actually. Yeah.
Being dragged around behind a boat on a raft.
That is also fun. I've done that too, actually.
That is the fun thing to do.
That is a lot of fun. Although... I will say, you can get going almost twice the speed of the boat. If you you go to the side, you can actually almost get up.
Yeah, overtake the boat.
Yeah, or not maybe overtake, but definitely get up.
Well, because the boat's because you got that momentum going forward for being pulled.
Yeah.
And the boat turns,
and you keep
so
that momentum.
Slows down, but you keep going.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty crazy. It's a lot of fun though.
Yeah, that's the broke ass farmer version of that. Is being towed around behind an ATV or a snowmobile in the snow while on the inner tube. That is a fuck ton of fun.
I've not done that, but
way more painful though if you fall off.
I bet
it's the ground. Although if there's lots of snow, it's not as bad. You're wearing big snow pants and stuff.
ATVing is a lot of fun. Just riding around on ATVs is a lot of fun.
ATVing is so much fun. So I'll go home to my parents' house sometimes to chop wood, do some chores.
Yeah.
Right. Still now. And the best part is being able to get on that ATV.
Yeah.
Even though you're just pulling a trailer full of wood. So much fun to ride around on that thing. Mm-hmm. Then after you're done, take the trailer off, just gun it up the fucking driveway, going 25 miles an hour. No helmet, no safety measures. So could be killed, but
Well, one of the funner times I had
for the living.
It was actually one of our mutual high school friends.
Invited me. You went on a day trip.
Yeah, totally. And it was a lot of fun. We drove I don't even know, it was 30 miles or something like that.
Yeah, it's a big attraction down in the southern Wisconsin areas. Yeah. There's a lot of ATV trails.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
They're purpose-built for ATVing, so...
We came back at night, too. It was kind of neat. Going, speeding along the trail, just seeing the other people's, brake lights ahead of you and your headlights and stuff, just kind of... It was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. ATVing kicks a lot of ass.
It does. It does.
So anyway, those trust fund kids.
Yeah, those trust fund kids.
Who were riding their ATVs, living in their yachts. They're like, I could be a life coach. Mm-hmm. Baller time, YOLO. We're a life coach. No, man. I'm a life coach. I'm 29. I've seen life.
Yeah.
I know life.
All right.
I've seen hardship.
Yeah.
Adam, you have too.
Totally.
I was unemployed for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. You were too.
Yeah.
That was the dark period.
Yeah.
You still don't want to go into the dark period, Adam.
No, never. It's a dark period. It's called that for a reason.
Is it really dark, or is it just like just disappointing?
Both.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine was just disappointing.
No, mine was pretty dark.
Nothing is worse than not being employed.
Well, yeah, pretty close, I'd say.
I feel like not being employed and still living in an apartment is worse than being homeless, I think, in some ways.
I disagree with that.
Well, okay, when I'm talking about homeless, I mean like just total homeless. Like it's all hope is gone. Whereas like when you're in an apartment and you're I was on unemployment just because I had a real job. I don't know what you had, but I had unemployment insurance, so I was able to get unemployment to be able to pay rent and get money for food.
I think I had unemployment that gave me about $400 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a little bit less than I had. When I had unemployment, it was
barely enough to pay.
I think it was $400 a week, basically.
Yeah.
Which is about half of what I make, usually.
Oh, yeah.
That's enough to pay rent, Rent, for me, it was like $400.
Yeah.
So that's one paycheck. Student loans, $200. It's one there, So I still got like $600 to work with to live off of.
I was living downtown at the time, so it paid for maybe like my rent, and not much more than that.
It's really all you need though when you're employed. Rent and ramen.
Yeah, it wasn't really paying for the ramen either, though.
That's true. You're paying for pizzas with DVDs.
Yeah.
Chinese food.
Chinese food.
It's a famous quote at the beginning of the episodes.
Yep. And a true one.
Yeah, and true. Yes.
That was a true life experience.
Yeah. And you and I kind of had a dark period that time.
Yeah.
We didn't talk.
Yeah.
What was up with that?
Well, I came up a year early.
Yep. To Madison.
Yeah. And then you came up and went to a different college. So I think
I couldn't get into UW-Madison.
Yeah. I think we just had like different things going on.
I'm too stupid.
And in my case, it was really like nothing. It was just the dark times.
The dark times? Well, the funniest part is that like I would have hung out with you. You just never contacted me.
Yeah, that's part of the dark times.
You just shut yourself off from the world.
I did, really.
You became the hermit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I got unemployed, I had all these aspirations of things I was going to do. Mm-hmm. I was like, I got a gym membership. I'm going to work out every day. Apply some jobs. Get some skills. Learn how to play guitar or something.
Yeah.
None of that happened.
No. I applied for a bunch of jobs and got really familiar with daytime television.
There you go. Oh, wow. You watch soaps?
Not really soaps.
Oh, but like Maury Povich?
Bullshit like that and like game shows.
Judge Joe Brown?
I think it was game shows more.
Okay. Yeah. Price is Right.
Reruns of Conan at noon.
Well, Price is Right's great, so...
Yeah, totally.
I'll keep you going every day.
Yep.
Let's see here. I mean, motherfuckers don't know how much a washer and dryer costs. Crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone could cheat on The Price is Right? How much do you think they've that?
I actually think there was somebody who did something pretty close to that.
It'd be pretty easy, because all you'd need would be some sort of like earpiece.
Well...
And then someone in the audience with like Google...
Yeah.
And be like, boom, that bitch costs, $2,000 MSRP.
Well, I think there was a dude who just, like, memorized a bunch of, like, appliance...
That's not cheating.
Prices.
That's doing due diligence.
I guess. Well, let me ask you this. There was that guy on that cool show with the whammies.
You're talking about Press Your Luck.
Press Your Luck, yes.
Yeah, there's a famous story of that guy.
Who memorized
the
pattern. And would you consider that cheating?
No, fuck no.
Because it was supposed to be like a randomized pattern, but it wasn't actually random. It was timed.
It was actually pretty crazy because you can watch a video of this guy doing it, and he is just astounding in it. Because
I guess it takes him a couple of times to like get the timing down in real life with the buzzer.
Mm-hmm.
But then
because he was at home practicing.
Yeah.
And like tapping it. And there's a little bit more of a delay with the TV and everything. But like once he got that timing zeroed in, you can just see him like counting in his head, going dun 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 dun. This is going to be bam double money.
Right.
And he would get it, and then bam 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 bam, no whammy, double money, and he just made tons of money. And it was like, well, I don't think he ever got in trouble.
Well,
actually.
they couldn't. I think they actually changed the pattern after that. But
Yeah, they actually changed it to completely not.
Yeah.
Well, mathematically, nothing's completely randomized, but as much more random than it was.
right.
Because
But
I think it had ended up having like 3 or 4 like pattern that it could do. That were seemingly random, but if
Right.
you knew like the starting moves, you'd be like, all right, this pattern C, so I gotta stop now.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I wouldn't really consider that cheating either. I mean,
No.
that's just using the system.
Yeah,
I think.
that's just being resourceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And like all those old game shows, like most of them didn't give out a lot of money anyway.
No.
Like I don't think he came away with like $60,000, which is a decent chunk of change, but like I doubt it was breaking their bank.
Yeah, so you know what's crazy? You ever hear of so there's an AV Club article about this. Do you know what happens when you win the Price is Right?
What?
It's fucking crazy. So a guy who actually won the Price is Right went on it, won the Showcase Showdown, won Plinko, got $1,200, got a car, a Mazda 2, shuffleboard table, pool table, some random crap. So what happened when he won? Let's see here. I'm just trying to get. This guy's talking Plinko strategy. Oh my god. There's no strategy with Plinko. You just pray.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what happens is you win the showcase. What is it? Showdown. Showcase Showdown. All right. So when you get your prizes, what do you do? Yeah. So you don't drive off with your prizes like the car and everything.
No, of course not.
After the show, you fill out some paperwork and basically you sign your life away. So, because it's in California,
Yeah.
you have to pay California state income tax ahead of time. And you also have to pay taxes on all of the prizes before you're given them.
Wow.
And then they give you the okay for the dealers and vendors to supply the prizes. Then you deal with the vendors. So, for his case, he had to deal with a Mazda dealer in L.A.
Yeah.
He had the car shipped to a dealer in Reno, and then they gave him the car. And you got to go pay taxes and registrations on it. It was kind of crazy. So he said he was lucky to have money in savings plus the $1,200 because the cash you win right away, after taxes are on it. So you get that cash. So after taking the taxes off what he owed $1,300 to get the prizes that he had won. And he had won $33,000 in prizes. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so what do you do? Yeah, okay, so check this out. So what did he do? He went to Craigslist, sold the car in a private lot in Craigslist, took all the money, put it into his starting business that he was working on, sold all this other stuff like the pool table on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm kind of surprised they don't have like a rule against that. Like.
Oh, I know, it's crazy. Yeah, so it's like you win them, pay taxes on the retail price, and then you have to sell everything used. So, for instance, he paid taxes for $1,400 or $14,000 for the shuffleboard table and pool table.
Yeah.
And then sold them for $4,500.
Yeah.
So basically losing money almost off that.
Yeah.
And he said he did that just because they were so big and he didn't want to fucking deal with them. He
Right.
didn't care. Made money off the car though.
Sure.
Sold the car for $13,000. Was worth $16,000 with it like 8 miles on it. But that's not bad. That's pretty close to new.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. And actually, they have lots of stories about like
People can't afford to get their prices.
Exactly. Like there's an instance of somebody winning a prize for a trip to New Orleans. That lived in New Orleans. It's like, okay. And you can't pre-sell a prize before you get it. So you literally have to pay ahead of time to get them. So you're going to go in debt to get your prizes, if you don't have a lot of savings. Although I think I could easily swing $3,000. I mean, come on. Have some savings, buddy. But anyway, try to get the $10,000. It's just like, I don't know, it's some weird, like, debtor's prison pool table. I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Kinda.
How the fuck are you going to sell $7,000 pool table?
I wonder if you could, like, go to the bank and say, I need, like, a short-term loan for this.
Oh, so like a loan store? Loan shark?
No,
loan?
not like a loan store, like a real bank, though. And just say, my collateral is this is the stuff that I'm getting from the show. I have paperwork to show that as soon as I pay this amount of money, I'm getting this, and then I'm going to sell it and give you the money back, and if not, then you can take it, whatever. I mean, I wonder if you could use those future items as collateral against a short-term loan to get.
I don't know.
The actual
maybe.
items.
But a lot of times people that do the Price is Right are visiting California.
Yeah.
So they're not residents there.
Sure.
It's like, well, how are you going to get a loan from a bank that is where you are, from to get something in California? It sounds complicated,
Maybe. But I mean, it's kind of a slam dunk for the bank.
Oh, it is, yeah. And, what's crazy? He was talking about it's not really a slam dunk for the bank, though. It's not going to make a lot of interest on it if you're going to pay it back right away.
I guess. Know what I mean? But, I mean, it's a relatively risk-free, proposal.
Well, I honestly don't think the bank would do it, though.
Really?
Because because banks only make money on loans if you end up paying loan payments with interest. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Otherwise, they're just lending you money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It seems weird. But he a tip from him. There's a car on there.
Yeah.
Don't shoot too high. I think people overvalue the cars on there because the car that he had was the bare bones model of the car.
Right.
It was a Mazda 3 that was, $16,000. And you'd be like, oh, cars are $20,000, right? No, not for the super cheap ones.
Yeah.
Which they put on there, so. Know your cars if you're going to be in the Showcase Showdown. Because they get the car on there, you better know how much that car is going to cost. Because it's a big chunk. A change, Adam. So those trust fund kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
They don't have to worry about the prices, right?
Well, maybe they do. But they'd have money from their parents to pay for it.
Exactly.
Anyway, so, yeah, Life Coach. Here's my app, right? Well, before I do the app, if any of the listeners need a life coach, go to bornintheeighties.net, episode page, leave a comment with your email address, and I can send you emails to motivate you. You just tell me what you need, because sometimes, the key to motivation and doing things is accountability, right, Adam?
Yeah, absolutely.
You dealt with this earlier, right? Last year? You did a bet thing, correct?
Yeah, diet bet,
where you basically throw some money in, and then you only get your money back, or you win the money that other people lost,
right?
If they couldn't follow the diet. Basically.
Absolutely.
So that's accountability. You don't want to lose your $20 or $30, whatever you throw in there.
And if I hadn't lost my $30, I'd say it totally works.
Well, Adam, it wasn't enough skin in the game for you.
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
You put $200 in that, you'll be doing it.
Probably. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the thing. That's the problem with a gym membership.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, it's $20 a month, for those cheap ass gyms. And you're like, well, if I don't go this week, it's fine. I'll go next week. And then you never go for an entire month. And they basically just got $20 from you to just hang out, for you to rent a key card.
Yeah, exactly.
So trust fund kids, man. No, so my coaching. So you want to coach? I'm gonna coach you up. You do that. Give me your email address. I could record voice motivation. Send that to you. Just tell me what you need motivation for. Got to finish that porch. I'll motivate your ass. I'll send you a personalized motivation MP3.
Wow.
That's it. I'm going to say this, though. First 5 responders.
Okay.
I'm not going to get this put on the front page of Reddit and get 10,000 requests. And everyone's like, you didn't do it. And it's like, well, okay, first 5, all right?
All right.
So early birds get the worm, if you will.
Totally.
And I'm not talking about Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
His nickname is the Worm.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he do the worm when he...
No, he was just kind of gross. And so they're like, he's the worm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I'll do that. I'll get on your ass. I'm going to ride you until you get your shit done.
Okay.
But my app is like a crowdsourced version of this.
Okay.
So Coachr.
Yeah,
so if anyone knows how to develop an app that is very complicated and involves voice and audio messaging.
Does it have to involve audio, or can it be just text?
It could be any. You know what I mean? You sign up, what do you want? You want a FaceTime video? You want a text, or do you want audio?
Yeah.
And basically, you say what you need to get motivated for, and then it goes out to a pool of motivators. And then if you want to motivate other people, you can too. You know, just sign up for what you want.
Sure.
And the motivators get to send awesome videos of them like man, I need to go to like a venture capital person with this thing because I think this is a great idea.
I'm trying to think of how much this I could actually code.
You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
it's copyrighted here. Idea gets stolen. You probably would get away with it because apps constantly steal other people's ideas. But
Sure.
there'll be an article on Slate about how I got screwed over. In like 10 years.
So that's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. At least I'll have my dignity and pride.
Yeah.
You know, I was ripped off. No, but anyway, so, yeah. So, you know, and maybe I'd have a lawsuit. So I might actually be able to get something on here if somebody were to go on the episode page and ask for me to motivate them, and then I did it. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm already doing the app here. They stole
Proof
it.
of concept, yeah.
Yeah, proof of concept's already been done right there. So, you want your life coach. So, yeah. So you can sign up for it, and then to say what you want to get motivated for, and you have a little bio or something, you know, about what it is you want to get done, and then it sends to, like, motivators, and then, you know, you get to yell at someone and motivate them, and then they can, you know, agree or disagree if it was, like, bad. So if, like, somebody's going to, like, troll someone or anything, you just get downvoted, and then you'll never get to use the service again.
Okay.
And it's going to be tied to, like, a Google account. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So people can spoof accounts and stuff and try and troll, but we'll look out for it. You know what I mean?
Some OAuth. Yeah, sure.
Exactly. And if you don't want video, you know, you're afraid someone's going to show you their junk, you know, just do the text.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
I live in constant
Just
fear
do
of
the
that.
audio. You know, yeah, I know. I live in constant fear of seeing dong. Unintentional dong.
Yeah.
You know, a little dong now and then isn't terrible, but, you know, when you get unwanted dong, it's bad.
Yeah.
You just don't want it.
Right. I want to be seeking dong.
Yeah.
See dong.
Exactly. You want to have dong on the mind.
Yeah, totally.
It's like Carolina on my mind, said James Taylor. I got dong on the mind.
In a
Dong's
dong
okay.
state of mind.
That's
Yeah.
right. In a dong state of mind, it's okay to see dong, but you don't want unintentional dong. I mean, this is
Yeah.
not chat roulette.
No.
So, yeah. So you can have motivators, and then the people that fuck around with the service get kicked off. That simple. So it'll kind of self-police. I'm sure there'll be some horrible harassment allegations. But you could make it we could even just make it limited to audio. So the worst thing that could happen would be somebody could verbally abuse you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What? No, because like if somebody's verbally abusing you, it's not you're going to see something you didn't want to see.
I just wouldn't put that on the advertisement page.
It's okay if you get verbally abused.
The
Just, man,
worst
I'm
that will
motivated.
happen is you get verbally abused.
Yeah. No, man. This is it. This is my idea. It's going to be great. It's going to make me my millions.
No,
And
it's
then
great.
I'll have a trust fund children.
Totally.
And the cycle will continue.
Coachr.
They'll live on yachts.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Isn't it... Okay, so... Isn't it weird to think about what the future is going to be like sometimes?
Oh, yeah.
So you just think about, like, the way that you grew up and how, like, you think about kids growing up now, everything is completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you think about, like
And I would argue more so than, like, in previous generations.
I
too.
do. I would agree because, like, with our generation, and I like to say, born in the '80s, proud. Did we go over this argument before about millennials and stuff?
I think you bashed millennials for a bit.
Yeah.
Because I said technically we are. And
Okay, I'll say
you took
technically
umbrage,
we are.
I think.
I'll say technically we are, but I think we're right on the cusp because
We're
Gen
pretty
X
close.
ends officially in like 1983. So
Well,
I've read that it spans up to 1983 in some descriptions. So
Okay.
85 is pretty fucking close.
I've heard
84,
that, like,
pretty close.
80, above 80 was...
Yeah. Well, anyway,
millennial.
I'm within 5 years, so you know what I
Sure.
mean.
We're definitely early millennials.
Yeah. So proto-lennial. That's us.
Okay.
What about? Okay, let's come up with a name for a generation. So this is a period from 1980 to 1987.
That's
7
not
years.
arbitrary.
No, man. 7 years, man. That's not arbitrary. What's 7 plus 7, Adam?
14,
What's another 7 on that?
21,
What's another 7 on that?
28.
What's another 7 on that?
35.
What's another 7 on that?
42.
What's another 7 on that?
49.
What's another 7 on that?
56.
56, Adam. Baby boomers.
Okay.
63. Right. The new retirement age, Adam. Anyway, I think that's some math for you.
Yeah. You got me.
So I made you do math.
Yep.
Okay. What's the name of our generation? Come on.
I think you actually nailed it already. I think it's.
What about like techno-millennials? Because I think that if you look at 80 to 87, we're like the first generation in which computers started being in schools like ubiquitously. Like, because I remember when I was like,
yeah, but I mean, you
when I was in like fifth
once...
grade, so when I was like 10, you know, or 11 or 12, our school got its first computers, you know. Yeah. So it's like I was just at the starting generation of like when I was like in kindergarten, computers were like a magical thing, up until about 4th or 5th grade, and then we had those pre-Windows 95 computers and stuff. You know,
I don't even think I saw a real computer until early 90s. So, well, when was your
first home computer?
First home computer, I guess if you count like an Apple IIe type machine, like an early IBM 386 DOS before Windows.
We had IBM 386 DOS computers at school, I remember, as well.
That was probably second grade?
Okay.
Maybe. I think we had one when I was in, I want to say it was like 2nd grade.
Okay. I remember the computer we got was an Acer Aspire. It was like purple.
Yeah.
Had a Pentium in it. So it was
the Pentium
badass.
computer came later for me. Like we had one that was before that, and then we got a Pentium that had Windows 95.
Windows 95 was my first Windows at home.
No, we had Windows 3.1 for a while.
Well, I never had that. Windows 95 was my first Windows.
Oh, Windows. The original Windows was pretty,
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Windows 95 was amazing. What a great operating system that was.
Yeah, it was a big step up. Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, come on. At the time, it was huge.
Yeah, no, I've seen a 98. 98 was garbage.
No, yeah, 98 was like the half-step garbage.
Yeah.
2000 was good, right?
Yeah, Millennium
was terrible.
Millennium was terrible, but XP was good. So
our second computer that we got had Millennium Edition on it.
I had a computer with
awful.
Millennium Edition at one point.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I have some weird like nostalgia for those old Windows 95 like taskbar windows and stuff with the hard edges and the Windows font.
Yeah.
And the awesome like MIDI sound effects. You know, that you could switch to like the Jungle Rain sound effect when it opened and closed the thing and it made a little monkey noise.
Yeah.
That bullshit that you could do with the themes back then. Oh man. Yeah, I have some deep nostalgia for Windows 95.
I think it wouldn't be very accurate to call us like techno-millennials, because if you think about it, like further generations is going to be more technical.
Yeah, we're like proto-tech.
I think you're pretty good with like the proto-millennials kind of thing.
Proto-millennials? Like, I agree with that. We're like pre-millennial. But proto sounds cooler.
It does.
So for the proto-millennials who were born, and I think that the biggest step in technology that we don't have that like the millennial generation has, Adam,
cell phones.
Was cell phones, one, and high-speed internet, two.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did not have my first experience of high-speed internet outside of school was in college.
Yeah, me too.
So at home we had dial-up
away
all the way up until I went to college, and I had the fucking fastest internet you could imagine.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So that's I think the step there, because we didn't communicate with our friends via internet because it was dial-up.
Well, no, high school we had something that was higher speed, didn't we?
I didn't. No, I had 56K.
No, I mean like the actual school had.
Oh no, I'm saying in school that doesn't count. Like in high
okay.
school, it doesn't count
Yeah,
because that was like you can't even use the internet on that to look at anything anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or I can always go to the library and use faster internet. You know.
Sure.
But like at home, you know, like when you're hanging out, you know, like because kids in the '80s, you know, the Gen Xers would be on the phone, you know, talking to Susie all night.
Yeah.
What did we do? We used like ICQ and AIM chat.
Yeah.
You know, AOL
Yeah.
Instant Messenger
Totally.
over dial-up. So you'd be like, I'm going to
Yeah.
log on at like 6 o'clock if you want to chat and send emoticons with me for an hour and like say that you have a crush on so-and-so.
Oh man, do you remember like when the internet was like, especially AOL had like their own like environment where you could like, it was almost their own internet type thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was
It
like
was-
you'd use the AOL like browser like
Right.
edition for like Internet Explorer, and you would just like browse the AOL gated internet.
I know. It
It's
was
basically what North Korea has now.
like basically I know it's
Their
just
own
so
gated
crazy.
off internet.
Yeah, it's like there were people who like that was all they knew of the internet was
Oh,
like
I
the
know.
AOL version of it.
Do you remember the first time you like saw Google?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was like, this is a great. There's nothing on the website except for a search bar, and it every time you search, it finds the hamster dance
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah, right.
None of those knockoff hamster dance websites. My God, I remember hamster dance being a huge love in our household.
Yeah.
Is that
it was
we would
great.
just log onto the internet and just turn hamster dance on. My brother and I would live in joy and delight of the dancing hamster animated GIFs or GIFs.
Oh, yeah, I remember the AOL days. Ugh.
Yeah, I never had AOL. We had.
We did for a little bit, like before before high school.
It was like kiddie internet with like giant buttons to navigate and stuff.
Yeah, I had that fucking weird AOL like connection screen when you're using your 28.8 modem or your 56K.
Oh yeah. Do you know what's crazy? So people are like, this is like the thing that'll blow every kid's mind. Mm-hmm. But you know when you like connect to I'm sure you know this because you're technologically sound and you are you work at IT, so you know a lot about technology. But like you know the modem sound when you dial up,
Yeah.
that didn't have to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is like the thing is you hear like stories of kids like you know I did this too when I was a kid. Be like, all right, I'm gonna get up at like my parents are asleep. I'm gonna go up to the computer at like midnight and download some games because they don't want me on the phone downloading this big game file.
Right.
And then I'm like, you know, get up there and hit dial up. Like shit, the noise is loud, and you like try and like shut the door and muffle the sound, you know, because the dial up is so loud. You can turn off the dial-up noises in almost all the modems of that era.
Yeah.
But it was just a setting that you would just click and it would say no dial-up noise.
Right.
It was literally just being done by the computer, especially if you had an integrated modem on the motherboard. It was just doing the noise so you knew it was connecting.
Exactly.
It wasn't the actual phone tones that were happening.
Well, I think it actually was. Well, I don't know if they're 100% accurate or not, but I mean, I knew they used tones like that. To
Yeah,
do
no,
that,
for sure. But it was like a simulation of the noise with the later modems and stuff, which is what we had, you know, in our Millennium Edition computer. And it was just like, this is ridiculous. Oh my God, I could have shut that off. And I remember like finding that out, you know, like late high school, and being like, really? And then,
I
like,
wouldn't
going
though,
into
because
settings and
it
turning
is.
off.
I mean, as terrible a noise as we call it now, it's I think it's a good way to like just kind of get a feel for where you're at in the process.
Oh, I know, totally. Because, you know, you hear that like, bing,
Yeah.
bing, and you're like, oh, it's you know, it's handshaking right now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I gotta make a note to get that modem sound in the episode.
All right.
You're gonna enjoy that modem sound at some point during the episode.
Nice.
All right. So that's what's going on, Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Coachr.
That's Coachr.
So go on the website, leave me a message with your email address. You know, make sure don't type out your email address on the webpage. But like write, you know, Bytecast, you know, right out the letters at Gmail, and then right at the word .com. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be safe. You don't want to get 8 billion fucking Viagra pill ads in your inbox because
No.
your email address is searchable on Google because the website's searchable on Google, so it might show up. So don't do that. don't get spammed, but let me know. Or if you want to just send an email to bitecast@gmail.com, I'll get that too.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want to be coached on.
Or even use our awesome form that we have.
There is a form on the webpage too that can be anonymous.
The contact us form.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. That's Coachr.
Yep.
I'll coach you up. You'll live a better life.
Oh, what are you drinking? Are you drinking anything right now?
Oh, are you drinking something special?
I am.
All right. Well, I'm going to not talk about what I'm drinking right now
Okay.
because it's just a Diet Dr. Pepper that I purchased from Costco. But what I had to get amped up for this podcast, Adam,
Yeah.
guess what I had?
Did you have one of those? Did you have like a surge?
To get amped up.
Oh, did you have an amp?
That's right, baby.
Let's see.
My favorite energy drink, Amp. You know why?
Why?
Because it tastes like Mountain Dew.
Because it basically is Mountain Dew with
more caffeine because
Yeah.
it has like 160 mgs per can, which is like a strong coffee.
Yeah.
Um,
My energy drink of choice, of course, is Monster.
yeah.
So good.
It has the weird taurine flavor. In
I
there
love it.
that I
So
hate.
good.
Anyway, orange flavor, so it basically tastes like Livewire almost exactly.
Yeah.
It's just caffeine, you know? Got that caffeine. Got some riboflavin, some niacin,
So you're getting pumped up, and I am.
pantothenic acid,
Yeah.
phosphorus apparently
Oh, totally.
in there. All right, yep.
I am not
what are you
getting pumped
drinking?
up. I am drinking some Wild Blue, which is
What's this? Is this
Premium.
melatonin?
premium blueberry lager.
Oh, I thought you were slowing your roll.
No.
Drinking some of that grape drank.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I kind of
grape
want to drink some of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Was it
maybe.
the grape drink that's basically syrup, but
Yeah.
without the cough syrup in it?
I
And
like
just melatonin.
I like grape. That's good.
Yeah. You know, get you slows your roll, man. That's what melatonin does. Gets you
Yeah.
relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're drinking blueberry lager.
Yeah, I pulled out some Angry Orchard crisp apple and some Wild Blue
Nice.
blueberry lager for the podcast.
Nice. Now I wish I had alcohol.
Actually, as far as I don't really like beer, you know.
I know. Adam hates things that taste good. Or, I'm sorry, he hates things that don't taste like sugary delicious.
Yes, exactly. And this has a little bit of both. Like I can kind of stand it because there's actually a fairly strong blueberry flavor to it. Which
I've
is
had
really
that
good.
before.
That's sweet. Yeah,
That's good stuff. Mm-hmm. It's very blueberry.
it is, but it's also got beer taste. So
Yeah, but not too bad.
not as bad as some.
It's more like a shandy taste, where it's a lighter beer flavor, but more of the fruit flavor.
Yeah, still 8% by alcohol
Woo!
by volume. Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah,
It's like half a wine.
yeah, something like
It's
that.
crazy. That sounds good. Awesome.
Yeah, totally.
And, of course, the crisp Angry Orchard's delicious.
Oh my god, it's delicious.
Yeah, we'll have to get some when you come up here.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm visiting. Mm-hmm. Why are you visiting, Adam?
That's the plan. I guess we're gonna be on a panel at
Yes.
OddCon.
At OddCon,
Yeah,
which is a small convention.
sci-fi.
It's science fiction based, but also like media and stuff. So there's other like how to do Kickstarter panels and stuff, and we're
Okay.
kind of slotted in there as how to start a podcast network.
Yeah,
So we'll talk about the beginnings, how we got started.
it's all
some
you,
tips
man.
and tricks.
you
Yeah,
and
well,
me,
me and
but
Tyler
mostly you.
and Matt
Yeah,
did mostly. You were just a co-host, but you were there for the very first episode of any podcast that's ever been on Little Podcast.
exactly.
So.
When I'm a little fuzzy on the history. When exactly did Tyler and Matt start theirs?
Well, Tyler started his podcast.
Yeah, his
The two of
two
me.
of me. Yeah,
The podcast where he famously had Snickers the Monster,
yep,
a puppet as his sidekick that
Yep.
he talked both parts.
yes,
And he had made the claim that he was going to do 3 episodes a week. And I was like, yeah, good luck, buddy.
yeah,
1 a week is pretty solid. But and then the show morphed into him having long discussions. And I think we talked about it on this podcast. We actually have audio of it where we talk about it. But long philosophical discussions. Particularly one episode when he got into an argument with some evangelical Christian girl that he
Oh,
knew
yeah. Yeah,
about
yeah.
the existence of God.
yeah.
where he literally, like, at one point, I don't have the moment down, but the episode's totally not available on anything anymore because he took that all down.
Yeah.
But I think I still have them all saved on my computer.
Well, I think he has some of it up. I think he just cut out some of the worst parts.
No, but there's just a moment when he's just like, he literally is like, well, what's this? And he like drops his like keys onto the table and you hear it and he's like, that's gravity. Did God create that? Yeah. That's science. It was like, oh, God. I know that because it's science.
Yeah.
Not because of what it was just like, and he made her cry, Adam.
That sounds like something I would do.
Holy crap.
Not really intentionally, but.
Yeah, well. Anyway, that's his,
Well, when did that start? Was that?
I have no fucking clue. I have no clue.
Because I thought we were the first, but I.
Oh, we were definitely the first.
Yeah.
That was like a year after we started.
Okay.
That was a good 30 or 40 episodes into Born in the 80s.
Cool.
Because we started in 2011.
Yeah.
So 4 years ago and a month, basically.
Yeah.
March is the year we started, or the month we started. So it's March like 6th or 8th or something was when the first episode dropped.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Episode sounds awful. Don't ever listen to it.
Oh, no. No, don't.
It's terrible.
It is.
Yeah, but that's my advice to you. Don't ever listen to that because it's terrible.
That should be fun, though. I mean, who all's going to be there?
It should be Rob Matsushita, who does 10 Minutes About Your Favorite Movie.
Yeah.
A couple other people that I haven't fully confirmed yet, but he's definitely going to be there because he's doing another panel where he's going to live record some episodes.
Oh, cool.
Which maybe we'll have to get Adam in on. Because I don't think
man.
Oh, yeah, you did record one, didn't you?
Nope, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, you did.
Lance did. I got Lance to record one with Rob. That was it. I knew one of my co-hosts had recorded. Yeah, maybe. We'll see what he has lined up.
Might have probably all been taken already.
Oh, no. He'll find one.
Maybe
he doesn't pick your favorite. You get a list of like 5 to 10. And
I think he's already talked about Labyrinth, hasn't he?
Sure, even though it's a god awful movie.
Oh, it's great. I'd throw Short Circuit and Labyrinth in there.
Short Circuit, I bet, hasn't been talked about.
Probably not.
Yeah, see, mine was The Last Starfighter.
Yeah,
which was the 5th on my list.
Yeah,
but I talked about it because I loved that movie so much as a kid.
Yeah,
I watched that movie like hundreds and hundreds of times on a VHS copy.
Still never seen that.
You what?
I know.
We should watch that.
Yeah,
maybe when you come up, we should watch that. And we could talk about it.
Yeah,
just for a hot minute.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just The Last Starfighter, because it's a legitimately good movie. You know what I mean?
I believe it.
In the 80s sci-fi, yeah. It's got what's his name? God damn it, that Music Man guy. What the fuck is his name?
Oh,
actor.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Meredith Wilson.
Yep, that's it. Okay. No, that's not it.
No? Isn't that the guy's name?
I'm just looking it up. Robert Preston. Jesus Christ.
Who's Meredith Wilson?
I believe that's Go Get 'Em Rock.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, Robert Preston is in it as the.
Robert Preston.
But it's that classic story that that where the kid plays a video game in an arcade at a trailer park, and he's so good at it that you find out the video game is just a training exercise to find people on different worlds, to find pilots to fight the Kodan Armada and evil Zur.
The guy from Destiny.
Yeah, actually, I believe it's probably an homage to that. But anyway,
probably.
That movie is incredible and full of crazy 80s sci-fi. There's CG in it that actually looks not completely awful.
Okay.
It looks bad.
The only thing I know of it is because I saw the Clerks episode that has the
Clerks animated series episode where he plays Pharaoh, and he learns how he's the best at pushing Pharaoh blocks.
Exactly.
And so he gets taken away because he thinks he's going to become like Pharaoh, and they just throw him in a mine where they're like pushing blocks.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a great episode, actually. God, that show's so good.
That's pretty good.
That Clerks animated show. 6 episodes, and they're fucking great. Yeah. I love that show. I really wish they would have not been on UPN or whatever fucking terrible channel they were on. Because if that shit was on Adult Swim, it would be huge. talk about ahead of its time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Because there's just no place for that humor. That, you know, because like, oh, it's an animated series, so it's The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this isn't a sitcom. It's about two guys getting into weird, zany,
Crazy,
adventures.
random humor, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and the random humor that's kind of, you know,
Prevalent now. Yeah.
Not as prevalent now. Let's kind of move past that now.
I guess a little bit, yeah.
We've moved on to awkward humor.
I don't know. Archer still has a fair dose of that, I think, and I love Archer. So.
Oh, yeah. I've only seen like the first 2 seasons, I think.
Oh, my God, that's good.
It is a good show. I like it, but I don't know. I just never got into it, you know?
Oh, you know, I just got an email for today.
Sure.
Trailer Park Boys Season 9 is out.
Already started watching it, Adam.
Have you? Okay.
I have.
That's probably going to take up the rest of my weekend now. So.
Do you know anything about the season?
I think I saw a couple things of their, like, on their website, the SwearNet thing that they had. Couple of.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the premise
So,
as the beginning. So Ricky and Julian, of course, were in jail because the way this show ended. Mm-hmm. But they were okay because Julian had his nest egg. He had his Julian's bar and, like, sports bar and workout gym or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, Julian and Ricky didn't really team up a lot that season. Yeah. They were kind of on the outs. But this season comes back.
Corey spent it, right?
Yeah, something like that. It got all fucked up. But so he has no money.
Yeah.
And Trinity's pregnant, his daughter. So he's gonna be a grandpa.
Yeah.
Or whatever weird mispronunciation he uses for that. He calls the kid his grandchild. Which I think is pretty good. Oh, fucking Robert Wells is
great Rickyism.
Is fucking incredible with that. Just the Rickyisms. But okay, so that Barb and what's his first name? Mr. Leahy's first name.
Jim.
Barb and Jim Leahy have turned the trailer park into a retirement trailer park.
Oh my God.
So it's all senior citizens. And the season starts with a commercial for the trailer park. And they have, like, Bubbles is running, like, a food place and, like, a rest, like, nap sheds where the bang sheds were from the last season.
Okay.
And Julian's trailer has been turned into a salon. And, it just basically begins with that. And I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll just say that it is ridiculous. Like, there's seniors everywhere. Julian's trailer's been destroyed, turned into a fucking spa where they do hot yoga and shit. And Ricky is not allowed into the park. Because Trinity and Jacob Collins show up to pick him up from prison. Yeah. Right? And he's not allowed into the park because the park's got a new guard, Charles Dancer, who's an ex-Vietnam vet.
Oh, wow.
Or an ex-military man, Vietnam vet, who mans the entrance. So it's real militaristic in there. No alcohol policy. Okay. It's kind of big, high fences around everything. So Ricky just pulls over the car and starts living in front of the entrance out of the car with his wife and his kid and Jacob Collins.
Oh, wow.
In a trailer that is like... It's basically like a trailer behind the car. With, like, a couch and a table, and they're, like, living out of the trailer that's just an open top. You know what I mean? Just like a flat trailer.
Yeah, flat trailer.
Like a moving trailer.
That's amazing.
They're, like, living on. And so it's like a living room in the middle of, like, the fucking, like, street, basically. It's incredible. It's just totally greasy from the start. And I'm so looking forward to the rest of it, so... Yeah. I'm excited to watch that.
Can't wait to get into that.
Excellent series you're going to watch. Trailer Park Boys. It takes a little bit to get into.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Only because it's so different. Because it's Canadian and weird, and a lot of it's in-jokes and stuff. It's a little bit... But I was hooked right away. You know what I mean?
It's almost
But I know, I had a friend, Matt Hag, friend of the show, said He watched the first episode with me, and then the second episode with me. It was after a party. It was like 3 a.m. Everyone was asleep. But we watched like the first 2 episodes, and he was like, I don't know. And then he watched the third one after I left, and then the fourth one, and then he said he didn't stop watching until he had seen it all.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. It just, once you get the premise down, and you start seeing the repeated jokes with the Rickyisms, and the constantly falling over, and the destroyed car, you start really feeling the series.
If I really think about it, it's almost closest to like Arrested Development, kind of.
Yeah,
Because there's these overarching kind of storylines and just crazy characters, and like you said, the in jokes that are come back and stuff like that.
Lots of callbacks, in jokes.
Lots of callbacks.
Reminds me a lot of.
Totally different setting, of course.
Yeah, it also reminds me a little bit of It's Always Sunny, and the fact that you have all of these
terrible people.
Yeah. Who are always like not like kind of turning on each other,
Yeah.
you know, and fucking each other's stuff up, but then also sometimes being friends, and it's never it's just so fluid, you know. Mm-hmm. And you have, you know, Dirty Cavemen, Sam Losco, Cyrus, just lots of weird characters. I don't know. That's kind of the beauty of that show. And I think we talked about this on the comedy favorite shows thing. But I think that I said this was like top 5 one of my Desert Island shows.
Oh, totally. It's
just
very
because there's
rewatchable,
so
too.
like much stuff going on, you know, and you see weird stuff happening in the background, you know, and
I probably watched through the entire series like 4 or 5 times. It's really rewatchable.
It's just rewatchable.
Still funny.
Yeah, it's just fun because the characters are just so interesting and fun. Mm-hmm. Even though you know how things are going to play out, it's just fun to see them act the way they're going to act.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the best series that's come out in a long time, and I'm really glad they found their spot on Netflix.
Me too.
You know what's going to find its spot on Netflix next?
What?
I'll make a call right now.
Oh man, I was
Top
gonna
Gear,
say too. Yeah,
Netflix. That's absolutely no way that's not going to happen.
It's definitely going to happen somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be Netflix or not, but
you know the best part about that whole situation, with Jeremy Clarkson. Okay, so let's talk about the Jeremy Clarkson situation. So he's a loudmouth idiot fucking guy who is
kind
funny.
of a douchebag.
What?
Yeah,
he is. But
kind of a terrible person.
I can't sugarcoat it. He's a douchebag.
Yeah.
But funny because he's a dick. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same way like a Letterman is funny, you know?
Yeah.
He's kind of an asshole, but you kind of like that he's kind of an asshole, you know? It's charming in that way, but, you know, you'd be like, yeah, this guy's probably difficult to work with. But he punched a guy.
Yes.
One of his producers. Mm-hmm. And the situation is crazy. And it seems to have exploded because the situation was terrible. He punched a guy, you know, split his lip. But it was kind of a dust-up, verbal yelling, fighting, because he wanted a steak, and he probably said he was supposed to get a hot meal after they had shot. And they were in a hotel late at night, and the hotel bar had closed, and he was furious the guy hadn't gotten his food before they closed.
Yeah.
Bad situation. Anyway. But, you know, that's how it works sometimes, how you get worked up. But you can't hit a guy. You know what I mean? You can yell, do your fucking Christian Bale scream at the lighting guy.
Your diva moment.
Oh, I just love that, though, because people are like, oh, this is so crazy. I can't believe it. It's like, dude, this happens all the fucking time.
I don't think it usually gets to violence.
Yeah, there's plenty of stories of sitcoms where fisticuffs have broken out in the backstage. Mm. You know, it just happens, you know, because you get a lot of people together and there's high stakes, long days of filming. But anyway, uncalled for, though. Can't do that shit.
No.
Can't condone that. But anyway, so the guy got punched, right? Didn't want to say anything. He didn't want anything to get out. The guy who got punched. He was afraid that if it got out, Jeremy Clarkson would be fired and everyone on Top Gear would lose their jobs. And that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
Jeremy Clarkson turned himself in.
Yep.
Because he thought, you know, I'm going to get on top of this, turn myself in. And I was like, you know what? This probably happens so much in Hollywood where this stuff like happens and the production company or the studio just pays him off and says, let's not worry about it, you know, and then they just blackmark that guy, you know, in the future, right? This is the BBC.
Government.
You know, it's partially funded by the government.
Totally, yeah.
So they got to say, you punch somebody at the workplace, that's a line being crossed. We have to fire you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Silver lining. Hammond, you know, Richard Hammond, James May, their contracts are also up at the same time in April. So the trio is free. Mm-hmm. They said they'll never do Top Gear without Jeremy.
Yeah.
So Top Gear is dead. I don't care if they put a Top Gear on. It's dead. because the trio is why you watch the show.
Yeah.
Because they're ridiculous and funny together. But I could see that happening. I'm coming to Netflix. And that show makes an insane amount of money.
I don't doubt it.
I was reading that show generated more income than NBC did, the entire channel,
Yeah.
last year. It's like, yeah, okay.
I believe that.
It's fucking huge. I mean, it's got, so I think it has weekly 20 million viewers worldwide,
That's impressive.
which is more than any other show,
Yeah.
actually. Even Big Bang Theory, I think, only hits like, what, 10, 11, 12? Modern
Yeah,
Family, somewhere
something
around
like
there.
that.
Because that's usually just in the U.S.,
Yeah.
whereas, the BBC is, the Top Gear is pretty much all of England and the U.S. on BBC America and
Right.
other syndicated,
Throughout Europe.
English-speaking countries in Europe and France and stuff too. I mean, they put it on everywhere. So that gets a lot of viewers. And I hope it does come back because I didn't realize how young Jeremy Clarkson was. I thought he was like 60.
I think it's 50s, right?
He's 56, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a good 10 years left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something's going to happen somewhere, and I'll
I think
watch.
you're right.
But yeah, he's just an idiot.
Yeah.
Come on, man. God, it just kind of.
I'm of two minds of it because I agree it's a good show. I mean, I don't really watch it, but I know it's.
You've seen parts that are hilarious.
I have, and it's funny. It's a great television show.
Yep.
And I do think that it'd be cool if it continued on. On the other hand, I kind of want Jeremy Clarkson to get his comeuppance somehow. Like, I want there to be some kind of
Yeah.
karma for this. And I mean,
Well, I think it's already happened, man. Top Gear's done.
Yeah, but if it just goes somewhere else and it's just as popular, is that really a negative? I mean,
Yeah.
I can get paid better at like Netflix or something. I don't know.
I mean, you think about it this way: Netflix paid $1 million an episode for Mad Men.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they can afford Top Gear.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they can.
Because I'm pretty sure Jeremy Clarkson's income last year was about $1 million,
Yeah.
just for him for the whole year.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Same with the other two, probably, pretty close to that. So it's like,
I'm sure they
you
can probably
could
do it.
probably afford $5 million a
Yeah.
year. $6-7 million a year on production for
Right.
that. Because I know that would get my brother to subscribe to Netflix. So he loves
Yeah.
Top Gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
It
Like, I
sucks
kind of
for
want-
me right now because I purchased the season on Amazon,
Oh yeah.
so I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, I think
Amazon
they're gonna finish
hasn't-
the season, aren't they? Is it not?
Nope.
No.
No, it's over.
Oh wow.
All the stuff they shot ahead of time, no timetable for that ever coming out. Which is
Wow.
crazy because they shot a crossover with American Top Gear.
Yeah.
They shot a big trip to Italy film, and it's all kind of in the balance on whether or not that pre-tape stuff's ever going to come out, which is kind of crazy because that's some fun content that
Yeah.
we're missing out on. And who knows? I mean, what I was hoping for was the situation would be we're going to let Jeremy do these last 3 episodes and we're done.
Yeah.
He's done, And then if anyone else wants to stay on, they can. And I think that probably would have been the best way to do it.
Probably.
Would just be like, hey, we're going to let you finish your contract, and then after the season's done, we're not going to re-sign you.
Yeah.
Because of this. Just because this is punishing the fans. Like, I had nothing to do with what he did. I just want to see the awesome content that they had. You know what I mean? I just want to see, their hilarious American crossover episode where they get into crazy car races with the American Top Gear people. Never going to see that, though. Because, we'll see it on American Top Gear because the crossovers are on both channels usually. But,
Yeah.
It just kind of sucks because the fans aren't going to get to see a bunch of stuff they got done. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's no way to do it because they were talking about having possibly Hamda May come on just to announce all, and they said without Jeremy we're not doing it, which is some great solidarity.
Which also, it's like, I know he's your friend, but come on.
Yeah, well, that's James May said he's an idiot and a lout, but I think he's deep down he's a nice guy, and I'm not gonna do this without him. You know what I mean? It's just like, Jeremy Clarkson, was the guy who'd been on Top Gear for a long time. He'd kind of, it's his show really.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't do that. I'm not gonna just a principle kind of thing, you know. And I thought
Yeah,
maybe
but-
they thought it would help him out, you know, like it's
Yeah.
either all of us or none of us. But they're not going to hurt for it. They both have. I mean, James May has 3 or 4 other successful series that he runs.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not
Richard
worried
Hammond
about
does
them.
a bunch of other stuff.
Just-
No, totally. I'm not worried about Jeremy. He's going to make a fuck ton of money wherever he goes.
I know.
People like that guy.
I know.
I don't think I'd like him. I don't agree with his politics, but I think he's funny to listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
I know.
kind of like Stephen Colbert in real life a little bit.
Stephen
what I
Colbert
mean?
actually seems like a nice person though in real life.
I guess I don't know how to describe him.
That's the difference.
He's a jerk. That's no way around it.
Yeah.
But he's a funny jerk.
Yeah. Unless you're getting punched by him.
Yeah. And you know, fuck the BBC, but whatever.
Fuck the
'Cause-
BBC. No. What?
Yeah.
No.
Adam, Jimmy Savile, look it up.
Jimmy Savile.
Yep.
Enlighten me.
You don't know anything about Jimmy Savile,
Not really.
BBC presenter extraordinaire.
Nope.
Have you heard of? He was he was a radio producer stuff. He was on the BBC. Jimmy Savile. You never heard of him? All right. So let's talk about Jimmy Savile. All right. You know, he did a bunch of stuff on the BBC, Top of the Pops. You know, made tons of money for charity. You know, he was great. When he died, it was sad that. October 2012, a year after his death, a documentary examined claims of sexual abuse by Jimmy Savile.
Ooh.
And apparently the entire time he was on the BBC, he was raping children, basically.
Whoa. Whoa.
And so, there's,
And the BBC knew about it?
nobody knows. But, someone doing this for 6 decades, child abuse,
Yeah.
and it not somehow coming up ever, you know what I mean? Seems crazy to me. Someone must have known something, but
maybe.
it never got said. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Who
There's
knows?
absolutely no way it didn't get... At least not one person didn't know. Because, let's see here. Let's see the allegations here. Said 450 people made complaints from
While he was with the
1955 to
BBC?
2009.
Oh, yeah. That's a problem.
Victims included 28 children aged under 10,
Oh.
63 girls between 13 and 16. Nearly 3/4 victims were under 18.
Damn.
34 rapes reported.
Wow.
Yep.
How does this not get, were they reported to the police? Or what?
I don't know. Somehow it didn't happen, because he was Top of the Pops, man. He was basically like the Casey Kasem, of England. She's too big, It's just terrible.
I don't know if I don't know. It must have been something where they couldn't prove it, or they couldn't do something. Because
Yeah.
I would think if they actually knew about it and there was some evidence to back it up, they would have to do
Yeah.
something. Because there's no bigger star in the world than Michael fucking Jackson. And,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here we go. Developing scandal led inquiries and practice of the BBC. It was alleged that rumors of his activities had circulated in the 60s and 70s, but no action had been taken. He was trusted with keys and unsupervised access to patients, including mentally and physically disabled patients at some hospitals.
Oh, my God.
The BBC apologized. A little too late there. So it's pretty obvious they knew and didn't do
Maybe.
anything.
I don't know. 60s and
There's no
70s
way.
is
There's
forever
no
ago.
way with 250 people, which is probably not everyone, coming out, that at least not one person knew or thought something weird might have been going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I know. So it's like worse things have happened than a guy getting a split lip. And apparently he got an apology from Clarkson. They were cool, but
Yeah.
nope, too far. And the BBC already hated him because he liked to antagonize the BBC.
Yeah. He also dropped some N-bombs on camera. And
Incorrect. N-bomb. Whispered under his breath.
yeah.
You need to watch that clip, Adam.
On
if you haven't
tape.
seen the clip. You need to see the clip to
I've seen
understand
the
the
tape.
context.
I've seen the tape.
Context was him mocking a nursery rhyme in which that word was said, and he basically mumbled it because he knew it was a bad word. It's not racist. It was dumb.
It's dumb, exactly.
Yes.
I'm not going to say he's...
Yes.
I'm
not a
gonna
racist.
say he's racist.
He's definitely not a racist because he's not yelling out racial slurs. And
No.
He just is an idiot. He
He's an
says
idiot.
things he shouldn't say. He's just an idiot. That's the best way to describe it. He's an idiot jerk who is funny, so he gets away with it. But not this time. Can't punch a guy and get away with it. All right.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Adam,
right.
we're burning time.
Are we?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
past an hour mark here.
All right.
I just want a heads up. I don't think we're gonna have a wrestling segment.
No.
We've said what we're gonna say, and WrestleMania hasn't happened yet. So by the time the episode comes out after WrestleMania,
Yeah.
unfortunately, things happening on Sunday don't get covered
Yeah.
the same week on the podcast. So we won't have a wrestling segment this week.
I
You
did just
heard
want
it.
to say one thing about it, and that is that the match between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens was pretty awesome
Yeah, it was incredible.
on NXT this week. So
You want
I-
to?
I don't
Okay,
need to say
let me
much.
just one quick elaboration on that.
yeah,
That's why those two guys are amazing. Because
Yeah.
they sold that match in a way in which Finn Balor lost, but
Yeah.
still looked amazing. Because the only
Yeah.
reason he lost is because he hurt his leg.
yeah,
And he sold it like a champ, did his finisher, but wasn't able to pin him in time because he had already hurt his leg.
Yeah.
So it tells a story. You got to have a real finish where both people looked fine because Kevin Owens took the opportunity that he was given, and made him look like an asshole because he spent like a good 5 minutes of the match just wrenching his leg.
yeah,
And then when he finally got to do his finisher, he was hurt from it. So it was
Yeah.
it was perfect. It was the exact same thing on with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn did the top rope flip over and hurt his head and was woozy. You know what I mean? So when people beat Kevin Owens, they're losing to themselves first.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So when his comeuppance happens, it'll be excellent.
it will.
So all right, let's move on.
Okay,
What did you want to talk about?
a couple things we could talk about. If you want to stay on the TV route,
Let's do that quick.
Okay, I started watching a new show. Yeah, over the course of this season, a couple things kind of slipped off my radar, like Blacklist and Sleepy Hollow. Don't really
Oh,
watch those
no.
anymore. Yeah.
You've canceled them?
I don't think they're necessarily bad shows, but there's a lot of stuff on right now, and
Yeah.
I just don't really have time to keep up with those. They're not up on my list.
Too much to watch?
Too much to watch, but there was a new show that started in the spring, iZombie, based on a comic book.
Internet Zombie.
No.
What does the I stand for?
Like as in me, zombie.
I hate this already.
I know you do.
Because it's got the little eye like an iPod.
It does. I'm not gonna say that the typography is great or whatever, but
Fair enough. I'm
kinda
not
like-
a fan of the typography.
yeah. I guess I'm just what it really comes down to is I'm a sucker for comic book shows.
I am not in any way.
I really think you'd like the Flash and Arrow. They're doing awesome stuff right now, and they keep getting spin-offs and stuff.
Well,
There's
Adam,
another one too.
Maybe we'll have to set up some sort of deal.
Maybe.
I have my show. Mm-hmm. You have your show.
What's your show?
All right. I got a couple options.
Okay.
Biggest number one option
Yeah.
would be Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh man.
You'll fucking love it, though.
I've already tried that one though.
No. Yeah, tried.
Yeah.
Come on.
I gave it a shake. Give it a fair shake.
I think you really like it.
Yeah, okay.
It's just fun. It is the awkward humor, but it also has a lot of zaniness.
What are the other options?
That's the one I can think of right now.
Okay.
Because that's a big one that I would love to rewatch, and
Yeah.
I think you would get a kick out of.
Alright. Well, iZombie is
It's got to be
about-
comedy, because you know me.
Yeah, of
Got to
course.
cut up the treacle.
Ugh. Anyway,
I can't marathon shows, Adam.
I know you're a terrible.
We talked about it in the last episode. There
Yeah.
is a show that I can marathon, apparently, and that is Orange is the New Black.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Last weekend, I basically watched 10 episodes in a row without stopping.
Yeah, it's great. Did you
I
finish
couldn't
that?
stop. I hate so much about that show, but so much of it's amazing.
What do you hate about it?
It's just, it's a little weedsy. I don't know.
Huh. I don't know.
There's just a weird tone disconnect in at least the first half of the first season. Because nothing really bad's happened yet, really. But then things bad start happening, and then it starts being more real, and then it gets more fun. And now I'm looking back at those episodes and enjoying them more for what they were.
Yeah.
Basically the calm before the storm, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the show tries to straddle the comedy, dark comedy line. Yeah. But it's not at all a comedy in any way.
Yeah.
It's a drama with some funny characters in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Okay. iZombie.
It's the same way that... I'm going to cut you off one more time. But it's the same way like Train Spotting is a comedy. It's not a comedy.
No, it's not.
A crazy, fucked up thing. But there's some funny people in it and some funny moments.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue. Sorry, iZombie.
iZombie.
What's the premise?
It's about a female medical student who is like a type A personality. Always just
Ally
focused on
McBeal,
that.
sexy female lawyer.
Med student.
Sexy female med student.
With a fiance.
Okay.
Everything seems to be going perfectly. One of her fellow med students one night invites her to a boat party.
On a pontoon boat?
On something like that, yeah.
Or like a yacht?
I don't really know.
What city does this take place in?
I also don't really know.
What part of the country?
I think it's in like the California area.
Okay.
That's what it seems like anyway.
All right. Well, it's probably filmed there, so
I'm gonna say L.A.
All right.
And when this guy comes with like this crazy new drug type thing called Utopia.
Okay.
And people who take it that night, the party, end up turning into zombies.
Oh, okay.
And she is scratched by one or like clawed by one.
Is she a daywalker?
Pretty much. Like she gets thrown. Like everybody at the party, most of them are dead. She's like one of those. She's considered, I think, the only survivor, or maybe a couple. There's a couple more survivors.
Okay.
But she basically wakes up in a body bag and
Okay.
is a zombie. Her hair is like gone white and she's kind of pale now.
Okay.
And craves brains.
Okay.
So also she used to be this crazy type A personality person, and now she's like a total slacker. She's lost all kind of like drive and motivation.
Like a zombie stoner.
Yeah, basically. And so now she has like a job at this as a coroner, a medical assistant.
I will say this, Adam.
Yeah.
I hate things like this, but this premise sounds really interesting.
Okay.
It's hooking me. That sounds kind of cool.
It is pretty cool. I like it.
I like the idea of a half zombie.
Yeah.
And a half zombie with access to dead bodies.
Well, she's actually, I think she's supposed to be a full zombie, but she's not mindless. These zombies aren't mindless.
Okay.
But she gets a job at this, like a coroner type thing. So she has access to brains.
Yeah.
And her boss ends up finding out, but he's like this, just totally into it. Like he's into it for the scientific purposes. He's like,
okay,
because he's like kind of slowly over time, he noticed like brains are missing, and he ends up finding her like eating some.
Okay.
And he's like, no, it's totally fine, no big deal. He's like, but I want to study you. So he's like taking her blood and like trying to, ostensibly trying to find a cure for her, but also
what channel is this on?
Whatever. I'm watching it on Hulu. So I don't
what does it air on?
I have no idea, honestly.
Wow.
It might be CW. I think it's CW actually.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I think it's CW.
Okay.
But also one of the side effects of her eating brains, it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever saw that movie with,
Yep.
I think his name is Nicholas Hoult or something like that, who had the Warm Bodies.
Yeah, Warm Bodies, yep.
It's kind of similar to that, where if you eat the brains, you see the memories of these people like, as they died or whatever.
Oh, that seems weird. I don't like that twist.
Huh?
I don't like that twist.
You don't like that twist?
That's too much. That sounds more complicated than it needs to be.
Well, yeah, she gets these kind of visions after eating the brains of these people. And she, through, a series of events, she ends up helping out this cop solve a case.
Okay.
Because he comes in, they're part of the medical examiners for the police and stuff like that. And they kind of pass it off as like she's psychic or whatever. So the show basically is almost kind of like a procedural type thing, but it deals with her life as a zombie, trying to keep her relationships intact. She's no longer fiancé to this guy. She cut things off when she became a zombie. everybody just has no idea what happened to her. Like, she was, she looked like she had the perfect life going ahead of her, and then she, gets out of the fiance thing. She's no longer, going to become a doctor. She's kind of basically taking this job that doesn't require a lot of her medically or thought-wise, and stops doing a lot of extracurricular stuff.
Sure.
So she's dealing with that, and then she's also got this procedural angle to it, where this cop, who's a new guy in homicide, he didn't have a whole lot of success before this, and now he's kind of teaming up with her to solve these crimes of
and he's
people
figuring
who
them
end up
out
in the morgue.
because she knows extra details.
Exactly. And it's just kind of also she picks up some kind of every once in a while she'll pick up like traits of the person of the brains she eats. So like first episode, I think the person that she ate the brains of was a kleptomaniac. So throughout the episode, she's like stealing shit.
Okay, cool.
And that kind of also affects things too, where like each week she kind of has a little bit different personality too.
Okay.
And she's finding like these different pieces of personality kind of help make her feel more alive, like she used to be. Like she's be able to experience more life. I don't know. That's the general gist.
Yeah.
I think it's really kind of fun and interesting. I don't know if I'd say I kind of reserve judgment on it so far, but I've been really having fun with the first 2 episodes that I saw.
Okay. I mean, it seems really interesting and different,
That's the thing. It's really different. It's kind of a twist on some procedural type stuff, but it's a lot of fun. It's pretty funny too.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, actually.
And also, like from scene to scene, they'll have like these occasional wipes that they use, cool like comic book style, transition type.
Yes.
And there's also another zombie that she finds out pretty quickly on. It's not too much of a spoiler to find out there's another survivor. The guy who turned her into a zombie is still around and probably has nefarious purposes. I don't know what's going on there exactly yet.
Well, the AV Club seems to like it too.
Do they? Okay.
In review, they're saying it seems pretty interesting.
The guy who turned into a zombie is played by the guy from Heroes, who was actually Heroes' mentor guy in the past.
Absolutely no clue.
His name is Adam in the show.
Sure.
Kinsey.
Sure, I didn't watch enough Heroes.
You didn't watch enough Heroes? Okay.
I watched the first season and the 3rd season.
He's also in the movie Revenant.
Nope.
You seen that? Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Sure is good, though. All right, so that's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, just keep an eye out for that. I'd suggest
Okay.
giving it a go if you haven't.
Sounds cool. All right, Adam. Let's take a quiz.
Okay.
Adam,
Yeah.
what job would you have had 100 years ago? Let's have him have you answer some questions here, and we'll find out. 1915, my friend.
Hobo.
Hobo. Okay. Maybe.
Yes.
Adam, what's the best part about work? Making money, being creative, helping others, making friends, seeing your ideas come to life, or having a sense of duty?
Helping others.
Helping others. Sounds good. All right, Adam,
Yes.
this is a picture question. Choose an old-timey outfit.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to give you...
Is there a 3-piece suit with vests?
Yep, okay, so there is a straw hat, suit and tie with a vest.
Okay.
There's a dapper-looking man wearing kind of a suit with a bow tie, more of a trench coat jacket, and a bowler.
Oh.
Or a guy wearing a suit, double-breasted suit with a fez. And then there's a flapper, an old Eleanor Roosevelt-looking lady, and then a working gal-looking lady.
Man, this is a tough one.
Am I thinking bowler or fez, Adam?
Let's go bowler.
Bowler. I think the bowler guy looks good.
Yeah.
I see you in that coat with the bowler hat.
Okay.
What's your ideal work environment? A small shop, a busy office, outdoors, a house, a remote cabin, or the theater?
It's either the theater or house.
All right, Adam.
Let's go with... Oh, man. Probably theater, actually. I mean,
Okay.
If that's an option, sure.
It's an option. All right, Adam, pick a popular 1915 baby name. Gertrude, Mildred, Stanley, Ethel, Dorothy, Clarence.
So there's only 2 men?
Yeah, but I mean, you can pick any name.
One more time. Gertrude,
Mildred, Stanley, Ethel, Dorothy, Clarence.
Clarence.
I like Clarence too.
Yeah.
That's a good call. Describe your average workday in one word, Adam. Engaging, busy, quiet, amusing, dangerous, predictable.
I think engaging.
Engaging? Very engaging. All right. Who would be your ideal old-timey work buddy? Bert from Mary Poppins? Frank Cannonball Richards? You may not know who that is, but the image is he's the dude who had the cannonball shot into his stomach.
Oh, okay.
On the video, okay. Al Capone? Nikola Tesla? Eliza Doolittle? Or Christine Collins from The Changeling?
I think we know what this is, and it is Nikola Tesla.
Not Bert from Mary Poppins?
Very
right.
tempting.
Very tempting.
But
Okay,
I gotta
Adam.
go with Nikola Tesla on that one.
Adam, what's the best part about work, Adam?
Okay.
What's the worst part about work? Sorry, we already did the best part. Worst part about work. Boredom, gossip, not enough time, health hazards, red tape, long hours.
So is this supposed to be like what I'm actually doing right now, or would I...
Yeah. What are you
Okay.
doing now?
Probably boredom.
Boredom?
Yeah.
All right, Adam, it's tabulation. All right, Adam. You got lamplighter. Your sense of duty and desire to help others would have brought you to this unique trade. Warren else's day is ending. You have been just beginning. Seems like it would have been a lonely job, but interesting people of all stripes of the walks of life are you're able to meet while lighting the lamps while you walk around at night. So there you go, Adam, lamplighter.
Okay.
Well, you got yourself that. You want to hear what I got? All right, I'm
Sure.
going to do this quiz quick here too,
Okay.
and we'll get it. We'll get it. Web page is reloading. My slow ass computer. Well, it's going. Computergate 2015 update.
Yeah.
Graphics card is supposedly coming from the manufacturer.
Still. Wow.
Yeah, Well, RMAs, man. They fucking drag their feet on that shit.
Yeah, but usually
They're
they
not
don't take
getting
a
any
month.
money out of it. What?
They don't usually take a month, though.
Well, it's been like 3 weeks, so.
I think it's been like 4 weeks.
No, since they. Well, no, it's been way longer than that. Except for that they just recently emailed saying they don't have my card anymore. So they wanted to see if a replacement was okay.
Well, yeah.
And that was like 2 weeks ago that I said which one would be okay.
I think it was more than that. I think it was
two
like,
maybe 3 weeks. How about
Yeah.
3 weeks?
And then they actually sent the request off, I think, like 4 weeks ago.
4 or 5 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Anyway, what's the best part about work, Adam? Let's see here. Being creative. Old-timey outfit. I'm gonna go with the Fez. No, I'm gonna go with the top. No, the Fez. I like the Fez. Ideal work environment. Theater sounds cool.
Yeah.
Pick a popular baby name. I'm going to Stan the Manly. Average workday. Engaging, busy, quiet, amusing, dangerous, predictable. Busy. Who would my old-timey work be? Bert from Mary Poppins. Are you kidding? What's the worst part about work? Health hazards? No. Probably. Working in a lab. Not too much, though. I'd say red tape. Oh, shit. Adam Ham.
What'd you get?
Oh, Bert from Mary Poppins sealed my fate, I feel. Chimney sweep! Lucky you. Business would have been booming since the number of houses with chimneys was at an all-time high in 1915, and the use of coal was extremely popular. Of course, you would have been covered in head to toe in black soot, but at least I would have had a job. Hooray! Yeah, that sounds kind of fun, though. I could see that.
We should never meet. Chimney sweep and lamplighter.
I know, we'd explode.
Exactly.
We'd meet up after work for a drink
Yeah.
and just the bar would explode.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, but that's I can see that job for me. Like, it's kind of technical for back in the day. You get to go spend time, meet new people. I don't know. Seems
I
kind
don't
of
think
cool.
I'd like being a lamplighter. It sounds like a cool kind of job, but I wouldn't like walking around outside all the time.
Yeah, you never leaned to that. The only thing I could say walking around outside is this picture of a guy with a bowler that's wearing a jacket. But
Yeah.
well, that's it, man. That's your clue. That's what the moral of the story: jobs sucked back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit! All right, Adam. Let's do one more thing here.
All right.
Adam,
Yeah.
let's talk about Comcast.
Oh, okay.
Got an article here. Did you read
Okay.
this article I posted?
I think I glanced over it.
Comcast screwed over a guy.
Yeah.
Tell you a story. So, as a software engineer living in Washington State, bought a house, kind of in a rural area, right? Mm-hmm. But he was worried about the internet access not being there because he works from home, right? So he called Comcast, who has coverage in the area, saying, "I'm thinking about buying this property. Can you let me know whether or not you guys have service out to that address?" And he apparently called Comcast and Comcast Business to make sure he could get service, because he works from home.
Yep.
He was told it wouldn't be a problem. Comcast Business even assured him a previous resident had an account with them. So he shows up, moves in, finds out the house isn't actually wired for cable in any way. And Comcast's nearest connection point is 2,500 feet away. So he learned this the hard way after a half dozen visits, both scheduled and unscheduled, from Comcast techs who hadn't been informed about his problem and arrived thinking they just have to install a cable box.
Ooh.
Multiple times that happening seems like a major fuck up.
Yeah, I would think so.
It's like, oh, okay, well, I can't do this. We need to send out someone who's got the equipment to, wire your house up for cable. We'll send another guy out. Other guy comes out with the fucking modem and the box and is like, I'm ready to set you up. And it's like, nope, don't even have a cable box here.
No, you're not.
So this is kind of fucking crazy. All right. So, I feel like, so after all that, he talks about how he's willing to pay his share of the wiring cost. You know what I mean? He's only been in the house for 3 months. Moving out with only 3 months of equity on a mortgage is going to be super expensive because you're not getting a lot of money back that you paid. And with all the signing costs and the money down and everything, he's going to lose a ton of money. So he's like, you know what? I'll pay for part of the work to get the house wired. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because apparently this involves, wiring, burying cables, getting permits from the city, to get stuff out there. It's fucking crazy. He has actually a blog about his ordeal. So then he got some news from Comcast. And Comcast rep called him. And he even researched contractors to do part of the work less for than what Comcast was charging. He was basically looking at getting it installed himself for Comcast.
How much was this going to cost him?
It costs between $50,000 to $60,000.
Oh my god. Jeez.
So the Comcast rep called him and told him that Comcast would not do the extension. No ifs, ands, or buts. They just won't do it. They wouldn't even give him the chance to pay for it.
Wow.
They said too much effort on their part. To them, also true, though. Like, what are we going to do? We're not going to get this house fucking hooked up for cable for all this fucking effort for us. Because, he's going to maybe help pay for it. They probably don't have anything in place for that. And they probably would have to pay the techs salaries to go out there. It's just too much work, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's going to have to sell the house. I mean, this is kind of crazy. There's no kind of recourse. Like, what can he do? You know what I mean? Throughout the process, Comcast lied to him. He called people and they said, we got service. It's fine. There was somebody out there that had our service, before. Mm-hmm. But it actually seems crazy. So there's a blog has a bunch of facts. Why didn't he get something in writing from Comcast? He asked, but they said they won't do that. You know what I mean? No, it won't do that. Does he have any other options for internet service? DSL, satellite? Not really. Comcast's only competitor in the area is CenturyLink, who marked the area that his house is in as permanent exhaust, meaning they won't hook up any new customers. He also tried a local point-to-point wireless company, and he got the response of, we used to serve your area, but last year someone built a building between our tower. We lost a lot of customers, but there's nothing we can do.
Wow.
All right. So now he uses a mobile hotspot, which just doesn't work, because bandwidth is very limiting. Mm-hmm. The only reasonable suggestion is to make the sale of the home contingent on an internet connection being successfully installed. Comcast still could have screwed him, but then he would have known, before buying the house, basically. They could have just been straight in the initial phone call, and he just would have, not chosen that house. He had a bunch of houses to choose from.
Yeah.
So there's some pretty crazy shit. I'm trying to find some of the other articles. Oh my god. But there's just some fucking crazy stuff here. So he only learned that this would cost him that $60,000 after several engineering requests were opened, then automatically closed by Comcast system because, and this is truly horrible, someone, as a tech or someone, had incorrectly checked a box indicating he already had service.
Ugh.
I mean, this is just complete and utter shit all over the entire customer experience of Comcast.
Well, we know how I feel about Comcast. I think we even read on the podcast this crazy discussion I had with the tech when logging into my account actually put me into somebody else's account. I couldn't change any of my options or make my payments, and it was they just had no idea what the fuck was happening, and I told them very clearly what was happening, and they just it's mine wasn't even that. I mean, obviously not as bad as this, but mine even wasn't that bad because it got resolved fairly reasonably, but the whole thing was just a pain in the ass. These guys just do not seem to have it together.
Yeah, and it's fucking crazy. And thanks to the net neutrality stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
This hopefully will be a time of the past in which these companies aren't allowed to basically fuck over people because there is no other option.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be in his situation, the way that the companies deal is that they have ranges that they have exclusivity over.
Right.
But it's going to be a point where, and I don't know if the net neutrality is at this point, but...
Well, if it's classified as a utility, then you'd think they'd have to...
I don't think it is, though, in the exact same way. But we're thinking of a situation at which the point is going to be... If he wants it and is willing to at least help pay for it, you know what I mean? At the minimum, help fund it as part of a construction cost for his house, you know what I mean? They have to be able to, they have to offer it, at least for a price, you know what I mean? They can't just say, no, we're not going to hook you up.
Yeah.
But also, we have exclusive rights to your area, so no one else can hook you up. That's the biggest fucking crazy part, though, is that he can't get hooked up, because Comcast isn't going to do it. And the way that cable deals are is that they have exclusivity areas of which only, fucking Comcast can serve him, and they're choosing not to. You know what I mean? Which is fucking nonsense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's fucking god awful.
It's the same at my grandparents' place in Pawnee Springfield area. They just did not offer. They don't offer cable there. There was no way they could get it. Their internet situation was pretty much. I mean, obviously they already had the house for a long time before high speed internet, but they went from. I mean, they had Dish for TV purposes, and eventually they had that for internet, which was terrible. And then they ended up having some kind of not. I think they went to a mobile hotspot, which was also pretty terrible. And eventually they got one of those tower things that they're talking about, the extended wireless type thing. And that actually worked pretty well. I mean, it still wasn't great speed, but it was at least more reliable.
Yeah.
But I mean, they had there's just no way to get good internet there. Because the only really good internet is cable.
Well, there's a couple, I mean, he's... and reading this, I mean, it does sound like a customer nightmare.
Yeah.
But it also does seem like something that I wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
Just maybe he just didn't think they would fuck him so badly.
I mean, this sounds like something I probably would have done, because I would expect them to say, if somebody had previously had service at my place, that it wouldn't be a big deal. Because, I mean, that's the first thing they told him, right, is that somebody actually previously had service.
Yeah. It's all right, we're good.
Why would you even think twice about it? I mean, of course, sure. This guy, there's been a cable here before, it won't be a problem. I probably would till I got him done the same way. So.
Yeah.
It's just.
This is so amazing though, because you can actually I'll put a link to on the episode page of his blog.
Yeah.
You can just see his like just shitstorm slowly, fucking unroll. And
I
then,
bet.
Like it just the first initial contact is like, hey, we actually can't give you business out there, but talk to Xfinity. They can do. You can just do consumer internet and TV and internet together.
Yeah.
He signs up for a digital starter package, gets a 2-year contract. Standard. Tells someone come out between 10 and 12, 2-hour window, someone will be out there help. Tech came out scheduled. He was like, oh, you guys don't have a box on the side of the house. Huh, I guess not. Weird. There's a Coax utility box, but it's not Comcast. That was very confusing. But apparently it was hooked up to a satellite system, actually. The dish was no longer there. So, crazy. So he's like, in order to get service, we'll have to coax run from the road to the house. So, he set it up for him, saying they do a service request, filed the ticket, and left. And multiple people came out not knowing what was going on, basically. Like showing up being like, we're good to hook you up. And it's like, oh, what? There's a drop and bury request? I don't know what? Just bullshit. And it's fucking crazy just how badly, this could go. And he's talking about like how his order had timed out because it took too long. So he had to like reorder everything.
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
What a nightmare.
Yeah. It's and then he had to get like an engineering ticket and stuff, and like it just like a nonsense. And here's the thing, and there's a reason why this is so fucked up, is because Comcast loans out all of their customer service. Every cable company does this, but Comcast, is just one of them. But they're particularly bad apparently. But you have a different fucking call center doing your sales, and a different call center doing the tech. So the salespeople probably don't know whether or not you actually have service. So if he called up and talked to a salesperson, they'd be like, oh yeah, for sure. It's not going to hurt their job to get a sale. You know what I mean? And then I remember you and I worked at a call center like that.
Yeah.
And you would just be like, we had no clue. They were on the list. And if they could get it, and it said they could get it, then they're on the list. And you're just like, okay. And then you're just like, all right, good. Sale.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Counts towards my bonus. So there's a couple things he could do that are fucking crazy. One would be I totally would not move until they already hooked it up ahead of time. I would have figured out a way to get that done. You know what I mean? And not... the lesson of this is don't trust any cable company.
Definitely.
But, they're talking about how can't get the DSL, can't get satellite.
Yeah.
You can get satellite, but satellite internet's terrible.
Well, here's my lesson from this. Don't move out the fucking country. Jeez.
I know. But, I mean, I'd love to live out in the country, too.
I would not.
I'd want internet.
It's terrible in every way. Live in a city,
So he uses a Verizon mobile hotspot that has a 30 gig per month data cap that he basically hits every month. So he has to go to Starbucks sometimes. But once he
I guess he's a software engineer, but man, 30 gigs. Oh, that's not that big, really.
No, it's not. If you're watching TV and Netflix and stuff.
Yeah, if you're streaming shit, that's really low.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of crazy. So he says he goes to a local Starbucks to do some big download. And I would say you probably just going to want to move into that Starbucks and work there.
Yeah, no kidding.
But a couple suggestions that are kind of interesting. Better Business Bureau. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell you, always open tickets with the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing, but the thing about the Better Business Bureau is they don't have any real power.
No, but companies do respond to them. It's the craziest thing. You know how I got my TV fixed? I was getting the runaround, and as soon as I threatened to log a complaint on the Better Business Bureau, they sent a tech out immediately.
It's a good negotiating tactic. I will say that
because what it can do is
affect their rating.
Exactly, it affects their rating, which doesn't mean anything.
No.
Other than the fact that people can look up the rating and say, "Hey, they have a bad rating, so maybe I won't get this TV." You know what I mean? And if it's as easy as coming out to someone's house and putting a new board in the back of their TV, it probably costs them like $200 to do. It's worth it, to not lose a sale.
Yeah, totally.
Or get a weird, especially for smaller companies, a weird thing. Anyway, check this out. So supposedly, this is probably what he's going to end up doing next, is you can file an FCC complaint.
Oh, nice.
Actually. So actually, this guy on Reddit talked about this. He is having issues with Comcast trying to get service. So here's his TLDR version. Too long, didn't read version. He was told they were able to self-install. Wasn't true. 5 appointments set up, 4 no-shows from them. He got hung up on and abused by the text saying that you weren't there, but he was, kind of bullshit like that. Talked to supervisors being promised that text would show up, giving discounts. Still, people weren't showing up and stuff. Just basically that. So he filed a complaint with the FCC, right? 2 days later, gets a call from Comcast Executive Service getting a discount. $20 discount for each missed appointment. $25 one-time loyalty discount. $15 off a month for a year. 60-time one-time discount. Free installation, free Cinemax. So if you want to get... So especially with the net neutrality stuff starting to come off...
Yeah.
Comcast and all these companies need to start getting on top of this shit or else they're going to get fucked.
Yeah.
File a complaint with the FCC. Tell them that you can't get any, thing. And they said, he said specifically, when he got a call from the executive service, they said they're specifically calling because they filed an FCC complaint. So apparently that's one way to get their attention. So worth a fucking shot. Especially in this guy's case where he's talking about willing to help pay for the construction costs.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do it.
That's more than I'd fucking do.
That's
for sure.
fuck you, though. Well, the thing is, you buy this $300,000-$400,000 house, and you're like, what's $30,000? To be able to actually live there. You know what I mean?
I guess.
And it's fucking crazy. But anyway,
I would fucking move on principle, though.
No, you can't though. You're fucked. You already paid all that money down, and you paid all the closing costs and the realtor and everything.
Yeah.
And you paid to move out there.
Well, yeah, but if you paid that much, then fucking... I'd rather spend my $30,000 moving to another place than I would fucking getting goddamn cable from fucking cable company.
He has a family and shit, though. I mean, they moved everybody.
I don't care. Right, family, we're moving. Leaving this goddamn place.
Yeah, so...
Moving to the city where real people live.
It seems like the thing to do, so... And that's the thing I've learned. This is something we were actually taught in high school. Do you remember this? Did you get taught this in your high school English class?
I don't know. Maybe. What?
So the teacher there was one of the worst teachers I ever had, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah, the English teacher who was terrible. It was. Her creative writing class was the worst class. Creative writing class was writing a children's book, the class. That's not what I wanted to do.
I never took that, but
it was terrible.
I've heard.
It was a waste of time. And my attempts to be creative in my book docked me points. So
I actually didn't have a problem with that particular teacher. There was a...
Well, that's because she liked you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she liked the guys in the classes.
There was another one who we also had, but I thought it was just a little bit more bland, and she was the one who made us read fucking Giants in the Earth, which...
I loved that teacher.
I will never forgive.
That was...
she wasn't a bad teacher.
That was the best teacher I think I had, though.
No.
For English. Oh man, no man, dude, she let me do extra credit and stuff, and like.
Okay, well
I must have had a good rapport with her because we talked about books and stuff, and I was legitimately excited, and we had like out of class discussions and stuff too, so that worked out. But
you missed the guy teacher who left right before you got there, who was fucking awesome. I had my freshman year.
I see.
He was cool.
Yeah, we had the brand new teacher, and she was good. She was fine. No, but one thing we were taught in that class was really useful, and it was how to write letters to companies. How to write formal business letters.
I don't think I ever learned that.
That was pretty nice. Well, you start off with, like, the address of the place, you know, and dear, whatever person you're talking to, and, just come to my attention. Just all this, like, great language and stuff. And But the key is that if you complain loud enough about shit when you get fucked over, people will not fuck you over.
That's true.
It's basically like you go public.
Yeah.
Because especially in the world that we live in today.
Yeah.
Their iPods, iPads, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, I almost wonder if, aside from the FCC or whatever, if just this publicity alone will be enough to spur
it's very possible.
Some kind of action.
Because I'm sure it got to the front page of Reddit or some shit, because it was on fucking Gizmodo, I think.
Yeah.
But, it's enough to just be like, hey, fucking suck it up, company. Everyone's going to think you're terrible. But at this point, Comcast is like the wrestling heel of telecom services. They've just got so much heat already
Yeah.
that this isn't going to hurt their rep anymore.
No, probably not.
That's fucking terrible. It's fucking awful, though. I mean,
They're still fucking blocking goddamn HBO Go from my PS4. Bastards.
just because they can.
I know. There's no other reason.
And,
It's just
the
like
funny
being
part is you
dicks.
subscribe to HBO through
do.
Comcast.
I know.
You know, it's like
I've already bought
I'm
Comcast
paying
through
you
them.
for this.
They won't let me play it on another console that I own that I
Which
also
is funny.
paid for.
Yeah, no, which is funny though because you can play it on other devices you have too.
I can. I totally
It's
can.
just the one you can't do for some fucking reason.
Because I guess they want Sony to pay them or something. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
yeah,
I hate it so much.
Charter
Oh, it's
is
so
like
angry.
bad, but like Charter is like bad in the fact that any big company with customer service is bad.
Yeah.
Comcast is like a special type of awful.
Seems that way.
You know, like Charter's kind of annoying and
Isn't
Not-
Time Warner and somebody, like, aren't they merging at the moment?
yeah, they are. But I'll say this.
Time
Charter-
Warner is terrible.
Is pretty fucking good though comparatively because every time I've had call up Charter's like tech service,
Yeah.
they've been super helpful. I bought a new modem
Yeah.
and the guy was really helpful. He didn't like, you know, give me the dumb down all the, you know, shit, you know, like,
Right.
you know, he obviously knew that I knew about computers. And I was like, just, I have my MAC address if you want to activate my modem. He's like, okay. And they did it. And it was quick and it worked. And he stayed on the line just to make sure I was connected. And I was like, yep, speeds are good. Connected. And he's like, well, I'm seeing your signal on our end. So it looks like we're good. And all right, thanks. And I was like, great. That was hassle free. Like, you know, no problems. And it worked really well. And,
I haven't had too many problems either. I did have a couple problems earlier on where I had, like, these weird things where my cable will just cut out. And eventually I got, I guess the right tech came out and it was like, oh yeah, this is kind of bullshit. Let me rewire some of this. And after that, it's been great.
we had some problems here with service being really spotty.
Yeah.
But it's actually been really good this last year. Like before, there would be on like weeknights and stuff, and like weekend evenings and Sunday evenings, the internet would just get really slow
Yeah.
because there's a fucking apartment complex with tons of people probably using the same charter line.
Right.
But it's actually been way fast lately, so
Cool.
which is great.
I just wish Google would, like, come everywhere.
It's going to eventually.
I hope so.
They will. I mean, there's money to be made there.
I guess, but they're just going so slow. It'd be like 2040 by the time they...
Well, they don't. The thing is, they don't need to go fast.
I know. That's...
But at the point where, you know, you start making broadband a utility, they'll start getting like government, like probably contracts. You know, they'll start getting easier permitting. You know, because it's like, well, it's a service now, so
Yeah,
you know,
I
and
hope
then
so.
all the telecom companies are going to have to compete with Google. You know, and it's going to be difficult because Google runs a tight ship. You know. They're not trying to fucking sell you on some terrible cable telephone. They're just like, hey, we're giving you super fast internet through fiber. It benefits us as Google because the more fiber there is, the faster the internet is. And the faster we can send ads to you, you know.
I was reading up on this a little bit recently, and it's amazing how much of our infrastructure is actually already super fast. It's literally like just what they call the last mile, or like the last...
Yeah.
You know, it's basically just hooking up from the local hub in your town to your house.
Yep. It's
That's
just all that shitty old wires.
That's where all of that shit slows down. Like, all it really... I mean...
Madison's great.
Yeah.
My internet speeds are awesome. We have Charter. We have the fastest consumer one. I get 60 easy.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well, yeah, me too. But I mean, it costs a lot of money, granted. But
Yeah.
all it would take is fiber from that last area to your actual house,
Yeah.
and everybody would have incredibly insane speeds.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even
Mind-blowing
cost that
speeds.
much more. I mean,
Yeah.
they've already laid out insane amounts of fiber across the country, and it's just this last, bit to the houses that they've kept over since fucking the 50s. It's ridiculous.
See what my speed is right now. I'm doing a speed test.net right now. An Ookla, if you will.
Yeah,
Oh, it's going to ruin my internet connection, though.
probably.
33 right now. Pretty good.
I'll run mine real quick, too.
All right. We'll see what you got.
Speedtest.net.
It actually spiked up to 55 at one point, but then it went back down.
Yeah.
Just speedtest.net. I tested in the same city. I don't give a shit about paying.
Oh man, I am kicking it. Old school.
Oh shit.
61.68.
Woo!
Ping 23.
Yeah, my ping was like that too. Well, you know what? You have the benefit of being in a single residence.
That's true.
Whereas I'm
Upload
sure my
11.
speed is being split between all the other houses.
11.16.
Connected up. That's nice.
No, yeah, 61 down, 11 up is pretty good.
Yeah.
While doing this.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. While streaming live. Actually, a significant amount of data, too, since we're recording in studio quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, but man, internet, people can tell where you're from. So.
Yep.
Yep. Because your IP address gives it away.
Unless you spoof it.
Yeah.
Proxy it.
I would like to
VPN
mention
that shit.
to the person who was giving me negative comments on my Saturday Night Live reviews that I wrote,
Yeah.
I know where you live. Because when you post a comment on a website, it says gives your IP address.
Okay, big brother.
I'm just saying. I saw your IP address. I looked it up, and guess where that IP address was registered to?
I don't know where.
It was some sort of American business. It was in
Office?
New Jersey,
Oh.
and it was an office building. So somebody was posting from work. And I actually thought about emailing the company saying that one of their employees is posting comments on websites during work.
That's such a dick move.
That's why I didn't do it. But I was like, I could.
All right, Stalin.
No!
Calling
If
the
you're going to
Gestapo.
take time out of your workday to
Dude.
write antagonizing troll
don't
posts
do-
on someone's fucking website?
Yeah. I have a lot of free time at work.
No. Yeah, but if you're going to use your free time to be negative and terrible, then fuck
That's
you.
up to you. That's
No.
freedom of speech.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, freedom of speech doesn't work. I'm not the fucking government, all right? It's my website. And if you're going to antagonize me, I'm going to antagonize you back.
That's not
motherfucker.
antagonizing, though. That's ruining somebody's life.
Oh, you
possibly.
fucking started the fight, brother.
Except
Anyway.
he didn't. He said a negative comment about something that you made. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm going to give a negative comment about his work practices because he's posting from work.
Completely different.
Yeah, I was so close to emailing that company
That
with
is
the IP
ridiculous.
address that I had logged.
You are
and they could totally
ridiculous.
send their IT to find the computer that it was. Be like, hey, so-and-so, you're fucking fired.
Can't take a little criticism, man.
I can take criticism. I just hate it when people are negative and they don't need to be.
So critical.
No. There's a difference between constructive criticism and trolling someone. No, Adam. No, Adam.
Hey, there's a difference between like trolling someone and saying like, you know, you're terrible, you should die, you should whatever.
Yeah.
But saying you don't like something, that's fine. Like,
Nope.
this was shittily written. Whatever. That's just a bad review.
Yeah. My review of him is he's a bad employee. So fuck you.
Man, oh man.
I'm just saying, man.
Freedom
You
of
take-
speech.
No, you can't ever fucking spout freedom of speech because it's only for the government. Adam.
No, I realize that as an actual law, that's the case. I'm saying I believe in it.
Well, I believe in freedom
On
of
a
speech
personal
too,
basis as well.
but I also believe of not being a dick.
I believe that too, but I mean, whatever.
So what I'm gonna say, if you're gonna be a dick to me, I'm gonna be a dick to you. That's the episode. Coachr,
Coach,
remember, like, comment, subscribe. Giving us a 5-star rating on iTunes helps a lot. I also know that if you subscribe on iTunes, you're gonna listen to the podcast way more. Because when I switched listening devices, I didn't switch all of my podcasts over to subscriptions, and I don't listen to the ones I didn't subscribe to. So, unless it's automatically being downloaded for me, I'm too lazy to listen. So, set that shit up, man. Makes it easy.
Yeah.
Helps our numbers, too. It's always good.
Totes
But
me goats.
the only way anyone's ever going to find out about this show in the sea of podcasts is you telling your friends how cool it is. So
Yeah.
tell them to listen to, what's the great episode, Adam?
Power Hour one's great.
Power Hour 1. Or Maltese something.
The Maltese something is also pretty good.
Yep. Klaus Get the Probe, also good.
Yeah.
Somebody Dies, also good episode.
Yeah, it's alright.
What? You didn't like that episode?
It was a little...
Isn't that weird that we did that?
It is weird.
Oh my god. Yeah,
why
if you
I
don't know
know
what
if
we're
I
talking
actually
about, go back and listen to that one.
Yeah.
There's a little acting going on in that episode.
Yeah.
That was fun, though. I liked that one.
It was kind of fun.
I especially like my terrorist voice that I got to do. My slowed down,
Yeah.
this is the bomb. Anyway, that was fun to record. Anyway, that was great. Listen to us. If you want a life coach, send me a message. You can find me anywhere. Facebook page, also a good place. Anywhere. Contact me. I'll contact you and get your shit in stinking line.
Email us at bitecast
At gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Or send a comment. It's the easiest way. Comment on the website. I think you can even comment anonymously.
Or contact us form
Yeah, there's a contact us form. Any of those.
80spodcast.net.
That's right. All right.
Actually,
That's
born in the
it.
80s. Sorry, it's born in the 80s.net.
I think 80spodcast.com works.
80spodcast.com.
And
One of those two.
80scast.com.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Okay.
Looks like you have a quiz set up for me.
A quiz.
Yeah.
A quiz, Adam Ham. A quiz, Adam Ham. Adam's taking quizzes, and he is the man. So you for real can come up here?
I think so. I don't think I
not?
have anything else planned, and I don't see why not. Sounds like fun.
All right, cool. What days off should I take? What days off are you taking? None?
I don't think I'm taking any off because I think it just...
You're going to come back Sunday? You're going to drive back Sunday?
Probably. I might actually take Sunday off. I don't know.
Okay, I took Monday off and Friday off.
Okay. If you're
Just
taking
as a
Monday off.
precaution for Sunday being a possible hangout night, too.
Yeah.
Other than that, cool. So, yeah, I took Friday and Monday off, so.
Cool.
Cool. Looking forward to it. That'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Can go to Tyler's thing on Friday, hang out here, do the thing on Saturday.
Totes.
Totes Maggle Goats.
Indeed.
Let me... Just need to grab one thing.
Ugh.
Oh my.
I didn't have a chance to watch Raw.
You didn't?
No.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It's okay though, you didn't really miss much, I'm sure.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to... Well, I'm probably still going to watch it. Since the lead up to WrestleMania, just kind of see everything.
Yeah.
Is that...
Yeah, I haven't watched Raw since Fastlane.
Yeah, you are ahead of the game, sir.
I just read recaps and watch highlights.
That's what I should do.
And then if I hear an episode's really good, I'll watch it.
I didn't watch... It wasn't the Monday before this last one, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to bother. But I do kind of want to
sometimes
watch.
there's no point because a lot of times it all gets recapped anyway.
Yeah. So I just want to watch the one beforehand.
I like Plex and all, but it bothers me sometimes.
Yeah.
Just the way that it auto names stuff sometimes is not good.
Yeah.
So I'm doing Seinfeld, right?
Yep.
I've got the DVDs, so I ripped all of them.
Sure.
Fucking A, man.
I don't bother ripping anything ever.
It just sucks because, I mean, they're ripped and they look great, and they're like 300 megs an episode, which is kind of big, but they're like really high quality.
I was gonna say that's pretty good, actually.
Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, Handbrake is really great for that.
Yeah.
But the problem I'm having is just, I don't know, this is a problem specific to Seinfeld, because whatever database they take the episodes off of is like basically what Wikipedia says.
Yeah.
But the DVD has not the same episode orders as the air order for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I don't know why they chose to do that.
I don't know.
Sucks.
I've generally found it to be pretty good.
It is pretty good, except for that. So in this third season, I got fixed, except for that there's a two-parter.
Yeah.
On the DVD is just one long episode,
Of course.
but it's splitting it into two on Plex.
Yeah.
So I have absolutely no clue on how to fix that. So it's basically giving the episode that it is just one long episode.
Yeah.
And then all of the episodes after it are just incorrectly named then. So I think the only solution I could have would be find the middle of it and just cut the AVI file in half.
Maybe.
Or the MP4. Or M4Vs I have. It's just kind of annoying because it's like...
Yeah, that would be annoying.
Because like with everything else you can rename them after the fact and it's fine, but... It just kind of sucks. I don't know. I just wish it was better.
You just pirate those 2 episodes.
No!
Show them.
God damn it. I ripped these and they look really nice.
Yeah.
Just hate it. I don't know. And they seem to have a lot of two-parters in Seinfeld, like one every single season.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an issue going forward. It's just kind of annoying. I don't know. Fucking Plex. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what you're talking about? What topics did you bring?
So I
many.
was going to talk a little bit about Bloodborne.
Okay, good.
I haven't played any at all, but, you know, just kind of in general.
Okay.
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 iZombie.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
It's a new show I'm watching.
Okay.
And I actually have, of course it's an Evernote, but I have a link to
Evernote.
this crazy, like, anime version of...
Oh, yeah, the TIE Fighter thing?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
How did you know? Did you...
No, I heard about it, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to talk a little about that because it just is pretty cool.
Do you know what I'm watching?
No.
I'm watching an anime.
Really? What anime?
Wow. It's an anime that came out like 3-4 years ago. Kill La Kill.
Oh, that didn't come out that long ago.
Oh, well, it's on Netflix, so I've been watching it. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Well, I should say I've seen the first half of it.
This show's really weird.
Yeah, it's by the same guys that did Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's weird.
It's really fan servicey.
Yeah. That is unsurprising.
But it's cool. It's just extremely well animated.
I thought you were going to say Attack on Titan.
I've already watched all that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm already caught up.
Because I know you don't watch a whole lot of anime, but I know that was one that was really kind of hitting off for everybody.
Let's talk about anime.
Okay.
Just getting some titles down that I watched recently.
Yeah,
What was
there's
the
gonna be
other
a live-
one we used to watch? Silver Spoons?
Silver Spoon, yeah. I could probably talk a little bit about Sword Art Online as well.
Okay. Okay. Let's do this shit.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to get a timer going. Maybe I'll get a stopwatch. Just a web timer.
Oh, you did iZombie wrong. Little I Big Z man.
Nope. Is there any way to do like an online timer?
I'm
No, like
sure.
a count
Go to
up timer?
stopwatch.com or something and
Online stopwatch. Can I just do a count up? Yeah, there we go. Stop. Wait. I want count. No, stopwatch. Yeah. All right. I'll start it when we
Okay.
start. All right, ready?
Yeah.